Hello and welcome to Kain Digital Talks. My name is David Kain. I'm the president of Kain Automotive. And with me today is Justin Brun and Ben Koller, the principals of Agile Creative. And for those of you who know me and follow some of our video interviews, you'll recognize that I've had Ben and Justin on several times because not only do I just like them and I think they're good people, but they're very creative and have really earned their stripes, in my opinion, by working their way up through the ranks in the dealership world and have done an exemplary job with our clients when it comes to creative campaigns and guiding their digital marketing. So I'll kick it over to you, Justin, just to say hello and let's talk about how things are going with Agile Creative since your all's inception and what you're seeing in the marketplace now.
Yeah, thank you, David. Appreciate you having both Ben and myself here for this talk here today. We really kind of update on Agile since we last spoke is we've been very strategic and thoughtful about the partnerships that we're creating with our dealer clients. When we created Agile, as we had noted before, it was really kind of a return to our roots where we're working directly with our dealer clients. We really serve as their direct point of contact and have an extremely talented design team. And we've worked very thoughtfully about creating these partnerships to make sure we're not taking on too many dealership clients because we really want to continue to provide extremely fast turnaround time. We know that if you miss the day, you can miss the month. And so when our dealerships ask for something, we want to make sure that we're turning it around very quickly for them and that we're not compromising on the quality of the project. So for us, it's about getting things done fast, but also making sure that it's extremely high quality for our dealership clients.
Good. Well, we both tend to harbor the philosophy of being a small giant. And that book, I know we've talked about it before, was one of my favorites. And it basically says, businesses that choose to be great instead of big. And I'm certain that you run into the same thing that I run into. People say, how many employees do you have, as though that's a mark of success, or how many clients do you have? Well, my view is pretty simplistic. I like to make sure that our clients receive exceptional service and that we're really there to support their growth. And as they grow, we'll certainly benefit from that as well. So good opening on that, Justin. Ben, any thoughts from your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, really looking at the current inventory situation and that supply imbalance, we've been dealing with that for much of this year. And it looks as though, if anything, that's going to be prolonged, unfortunately. But looking then toward helping our dealerships with fixed operations has really been a bit of a shift. Not to say that we're ignoring new vehicle sales or even used vehicle sales and CPO sales. We've seen a lot of efforts and initiatives there on the sales side regarding used, but really kind of honing in on fixed ops. And in particular, then what we can do looking at folks that are kind of at-risk service customers or maybe unresponsive or unattentive service customers that purchased and haven't yet been back in for service. We know if we can get them back in the service lane, the service drive, their revenue generated from there, and then when they might be ready for a vehicle purchase, your dealership's going to be the first one they consider. So we've really taken this as an opportunity to help our dealerships kind of take some of those revenue dollars that are coming from sales and reinvest them then on fixed operations.
Yeah, I can imagine. And what's interesting for both of you guys is you're so young, you're starting your families, and you're going to become a real historical reference point for what did you all do as business leaders during the pandemic and during the chip shortage. If you roll the tape back, I was involved in the business when General Motors and Chrysler went through the bankruptcy. We've seen transit strikes. We've seen factory strikes. We've seen all kinds of things that really challenge the industry. But I think these that we're running through now are of historic proportions, or at least I hope they are, to where I would imagine you guys are sitting here saying, well, let's take the learnings that we've gathered during this time period so that when we have momentary downturns in the future or challenges similar, we're able to use them as a reference point. So Justin, any thoughts on that and what you are finding as key learnings that you can help to guide your clients going forward?
I mean, I think just like the name of our agency, we really want to be kind of nimble. We want to be able to pivot quickly for our dealership clients. As Ben noted, the focus on fix ops for us. And so, at our time in the automotive retail space for 16 plus years each, we did quite a bit in the way of fixed ops, email marketing, and SEM for our prior dealership home. And so we're able to kind of take that knowledge and, we're able to focus for our Agile clients on things like Google My Business and Google My Business posts for specific fixed ops offers, driving quality traffic back to that dealership website. We've been able to create specific email campaigns for some of our Toyota dealerships to help them improve their Toyota loyalty engagement ownership score and improve that within the ranking in the district. And so, we're seeing great results there, and it does feel great to be able to make an impact for those dealers, specifically in the way of fixed operations during this challenging time of the inventory supply imbalance.
You bet. So if you would, Ben, we know fixed ops is obviously a key focal point, but we also know that you've got a lot of clients that are saying we want to buy cars from the general public. We want to support the pre-owned inventory needs of our clients, and that is a marketing opportunity. We know that a lot of the rental car companies are going into the auction lanes and bidding up vehicles that the dealers would typically want to buy on their own. What kind of guidance are you recommending to dealers who are looking to buy cars from the general public?
Yeah, so really looking in your own backyard first with your customers that are there. From that, looking at different social channels and social platforms is an excellent way in which digitally to reach those folks, and providing real incentive to perhaps for somebody that, let's say you're able to purchase a car from, provide them an incentive to be an advocate for you as well, and maybe suggest to their friend, their coworker, whomever else it might be. So again, kind of in some ways, even just going back to, what that process looks like, and then looking at, say, competitors that are in the space that are able to, buy these cars. You question how can they buy it for that and yet still turn a profit. Looking at your own internal processes and how efficient are you yourself in terms of from when you acquire that used vehicle until you're able to make it retail ready. What do your expenses look like there, and what can you do process wise to further refine that and reduce those expenses while still keeping quality high, so that in instances you can perhaps pay a bit more for a quality premium vehicle, because again, on your expense side of things, you've done what you need to do there to control that, so that price and that profitability, that margin is going to be what you want it to be. So really refining your own processes internally.
That makes total sense. So speaking of your own processes, the process of maintaining an effective and I guess probably a productive website is really critical. And Justin, one of the things that you all always did that I thought was something a lot of creative companies overlooked was the design of the website, from the why buy type elements to being able to cobble together all of the competing elements, from a trade valuation form, a get your best price form, perhaps financing, digital retailing and stuff. Those are big challenges for the average dealer. And one of the things I want to get across to the people who are watching this is you all are willing to invest the time to go in and do an analysis for our clients. And I would suggest that maybe those who are watching this would probably benefit from the same thing. So tell us a little bit about your all's analysis process when you go in to investigate a website for its overall layout, creative design, and productivity.
Yeah, so we certainly do want to look at things like why buy messaging. We like to look at online reviews, customer testimonials on Google My Business and sites like that to help shape that why buy message for our dealership clients. When we're doing evaluations and analysis, we're looking at things like metadata on the site. We're seeing if there's schema that's in place to ensure that that site ranks well organically. We look at the inventory pages quite a bit. That's a huge missed opportunity, right? It's why folks are there, inventory and special offers and the like. And so oftentimes those seller's notes or the calls to action on the vehicle detail pages are not all that strong. photographs miss the mark as well. So we look quite a bit at the way the way that a dealership merchandises their new and pre-owned inventory, in addition to their new car specials, pre-owned specials. We want to make it as easy as possible for that consumer to engage with that dealership website. So we'll oftentimes use sites like Crazy Egg or Clicktail to further see what's happening on the website beyond some basic heat mapping, but there's quite a bit in the way that goes in the way of that analysis.
How cool. And it is something that if anybody watching this broadcast wanted to reach out to you, I'll provide your all's contact information. So in fact, they can. And I think you all do a couple of levels. You'll do a brief analysis, and then you'll do a more in-depth analysis that goes into all those other variables. So I would like to encourage anyone who's watching this to reach out to you all to do just that, because we've seen the byproduct of that, and it really changes the overall results for our clients, because we know that first party website generated leads turn into more sales opportunity. So you basically get a lot more return for the smaller investment. And some of that investment is just the creative design of the website. So you're not having to spend additional money in search terms or anything laborious. Sometimes it's just the way the site really lays out and looks. So gentlemen, thank you so much for your time today. As we navigate the waters going forward, hopefully we'll get this chip shortage behind us. We're able to put the pandemic in a container that we can take care of and really protect our families and our futures that way. But ultimately, I know Agile is up for the challenge. You all have really proven it and how you've guided our clients forward. And I look forward to learning more from you in the future. So thanks a lot for joining me today.
Thank you, David.
Thanks, David. Appreciate it.
All righty. Bye-bye now. And thank you very much. And we'll see you next time on Kain Digital Talks. Bye now.